This is Parry, one of Roblox's most underrated games. It's currently averaging only 300 players. The gameplay loop is simple. You go through stages, fight enemies, and try to get to the next wave. There are currently 2 stages in the game. The Grasslands, I guess there's 3. The Grasslands, Violet, and Infinity. There are many enemies. I suppose we should start with the Grabber. He will just kind of lunge at you and try to grab you. All you have to do is press F when he turns white to parry him. That's kind of how it goes for most melee enemies. You just press F when they turn white. The next enemy is a gunner. They shoot blue orbs at you and they shoot orbs at you. That's about all they do. Just press F when it kind of gets close to you, I guess. These guys are the blue melee guys, the sword guys. That's what we're gonna call them, the sword guys. They just I don't really know. You can just press F when they turn white. They'll try to lunge at you, but you know, if you press F, it's not gonna happen. The next enemy is this little drone. They'll shoot a beam at you. You know the beam is coming when you see they're pointing a red thing at you. When the red thing disappears, that instant you want to press F and it will parry it back at them. I guess now is a good time to talk about the mechanics of the game. You can slash, which is just normal attack, by pressing your left mouse button. You can dash by pressing Q, and if you press jump right after you press Q, you go way farther. Parrying is F, and that's the main key that you're going to be pressing. You have something called counter, which is a very strong attack. You can use this by pressing E. The next enemy is the jumper. They will try to jump at you. All you have to do is press F when they turn white. This will parry them and do damage. I guess I should also mention that parrying heals you, and it's the only way to heal. Wave 10. This is the final wave of the Grasslands. The structure. This is the boss we're going to have to face if we want to make it to the next wave. He has many attacks, however they're all very simple. The best way I've found to defeat him is, if you can parry him, do that. But you can also just dodge. Use your counter when you have it. It does very good damage to him. And other than that, just spam your melee. He's a very easy boss, however, it can be challenging when you first discover it. We get to do a sick finisher. And the Luchador is defeated. Now, once you beat a stage, you get a couple options for an ability that you can get. Swiftness, bullet, lunge, and score. I'm gonna reroll. This is what I was looking for. Last stand. This gives you a bunch more health and makes parrying more useful. On to the next stage, Violet. Violet is essentially the Grasslands, but it's purple and it has less obstacles. The first round of Violet is only the grabber guys. It's a very easy round, and if you do it right, it's just free healing. This is the robot dog. It's the next enemy that we see. Essentially, it fires rockets at you, and when you parry it, it will shoot the rockets back and do massive damage. You can parry the rockets at other enemies, however, it's useful in very few scenarios. So right when it's going to hit you, you press F, and you parry it. Also, it should be noted that if many things are being thrown at you at once, the game will stop time for like a split second just to let you parry everything. These guys are, uh, I'll call them bone warriors. They're kind of just really easy melee enemies. They don't really do much. Um, we're gonna dance on them. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Right. I don't know. They don't do a whole lot. I guess their main thing is they're easy. The next new enemy we'll find is the Ice Gun Man. He'll shoot these blue orbs that will surround you, and you have to parry them when they start coming closer to you. Overall, this guy's super annoying. You do damage when you parry his ice balls. However, I think it's more effective to just attack him with your melee. Now, the hardest part about this entire game. Cyborgus. He's the second boss of the game, and he's incredibly challenging. He has very short parry windows, and many attacks that aren't parryable at all. For example, the Saw Blade, not parryable, and overall, just sucks. The only thing you can really do is run, but since it's always tracking you, you can't really do that super well. Good lord. Alright, now we get to Cyborgus' second phase. For this part, you essentially just have to run around. You can't hit any of the orange things, and you also have to run away from some saw blades. Overall, this one's pretty easy. Now, for his second part of his second phase, he's gonna bring in a bunch of his bullets, and you essentially just have to avoid them. That is the Cyborgus boss. Very challenging. Took me a super long time to be able to beat. Once again, after beating 10 waves, we get to see some... We get our choice at some, modifiers. I'm gonna go with swiftness. It makes you attack really, really fast. On to the next stage. Infinity. There's honestly nothing interesting about Infinity. When I first got to it, it was super difficult, and I thought, you know, maybe at least the boss will be cool, but it turns out there is no boss. Infinity is just infinite waves that you can go through. I assume that they're going to add more stages, and Infinity will eventually be phased out. However, for now, this is the final stage. It goes forever. There's not too much interesting. Every 10 waves, you get a modifier. However, there's no boss. So, that's essentially the entire game of parry. Now, of course there's more. When you load in, this is the screen that you're going to see. There's many things we can look at. First, the shop. There's many things here. First, weapons. They're not quite in the game yet. Upgrades. These are pretty good. Time spawn. When you die and you respawn, there's going to be a few seconds of time stop. Rollback allows you to re-roll your modifier cards. More counter adds an additional counter bar, I think. Accessories. All of these are purely cosmetic. Familiar shirt, it equips your shirt. The pants, equip your pants. Edgy cape. It's an edgy cape. It's pretty sick. Speaking of sick, we've got some sick shades. Now, these guys are pretty sweet. Alright, taunts. These are the dances you can do. They do boost your style bar, but I wouldn't worry about using them. Finally, we have songs. These are just songs that will play when you get to certain parts of the game. Next, we have leaderboards. It just shows you a leaderboard of who has the best score. Settings, just settings. Change logs, we can see what updates have been made. I believe that's the entire game of Perry. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you would like. Preach it up. You can totally play this game, man.